All right, everybody, and welcome back to the Crypto Report. I hope you guys are doing great today. Absolutely wonderful. I'm hoping it is a Friday. Gonna do it my way, January 10th. And actually, I'm not entirely gonna do it my way today. No. Today, we're gonna have a guest up at the end of the stream here. Shout out to Coin Baron, one of the members in the chat, but he is more than just a member on our channel. This guy's a legend, has his own channel, talks about crypto all the time, and he has had a channel for a very long time. Over on the other side of the pond, we're going to bring him to our side of the pond today. We're going to talk about some of the news. So I'm gonna do this, guys. Today, we're going to look at the charts, do a top gainer, top loser breakdown. We're going to go through some of the breaking news. And then after we get through some of the breaking news, I'm going to bring in Coin Baron, and we're going to do a live conversation for you guys, do a Q&A together perhaps, and just talk about how we're feeling right now at the start of the new year, looking at last year. I don't know, we'll chat for as long as he wants or whatever. I don't know, no expectations, just a friendly face to have up. Thanks for being willing to join us. If you can, that's great, and if not, if family stuff pops up, well, family first, brother, I get it. So you let me know. Welcome back, guys. We have a nice little live stream for you today. If you're watching on X, go ahead and repost this thing out and give us a comment and give us a like. If you're watching on YouTube, smash a like, subscribe to the channel. Do the thing, guys. Do the thing. Clear his beef in the chat. We got the Peen in the chat. David, John, Ayan wants a lot of predictions. We can get some of those out there for you. John Moran likes Pepe on the moon. Jose Estrada and Crypto Alex as well, looking for a pump. And Andy, shout out to all you guys. Welcome. Cleary's Beef said it best. Mr. Beefy says, don't forget to hit that like button. People, for and get 2 words. Okay. Welcome back, guys. Hope you're doing great today. I do have some stuff to get through for you. We do have some relatively disappointing news. If I'm being honest with you guys, we've got some relatively disappointing news breaking today. Perhaps, maybe these are just games being played by the banks and the big boys. I'm gonna come out and say it, guys. I think that the Fed. Oh, that didn't work. Let's try it again. I think the Fed is politicized. Unfortunately, I don't know. We're not heading in the right direction here with inflation, with interest rates. It's putting pressure on the market. What if I told you the S&P 500? The S&P 500 is almost down 2% today. 2% to move to the downside for the S&P 500. Folks, friends, comrades, guys, that's insanity. That's insanity that the S&P is down that much today. It's insane. Kind of mind-boggling. So, taking that into consideration, Bitcoin's actually not doing horrible right now, which is shocking. I was looking at the S&P thinking, well, Bitcoin's got to be doing poorly today. It's not. It's actually doing fine, but there is more reason to be, on your toes for 75K Bitcoin, guys. It's a possibility. I don't want to see it. You don't want to see it. Nobody wants to see it unless you're on the sidelines and you want to buy the dip. Then you really want to see it, and I get that. We want a bull market. We want it now. So we're just gonna have to be patient with this, guys. Let's share the screen. Let's get into what's happening here in the world of everything. There we go. Okay. Here we go. Excuse me, guys. I'm getting my video set up. There we go. That's where we wanted to be. Okay. Okay, guys. So you got Bitcoin to $93,700 today. It's a little red today. I'm going to jump right into this. Here's your S&P 500. That's a pretty big red weekly move, guys. That's a big move for the S&P. It's down 1.78% today. That's nutso. The S&P 500 being down 1.78% that's a big move. There's reason for this, guys. Stocks sell off amid jobs report surprise inflation worries. Okay, guys? Pushing back forecasts for the next Fed rate cut. The Fed could be on hold for the foreseeable future. U.S. job market caps 2024 with a bang. Not in the right direction, seemingly. On top of that, you've got insurance stocks tumbling because this is the craziest fire going on in California right now. I hope everybody's okay over there. I know it's in some pretty rich neighborhoods, whatever. People, whether it's good areas, bad areas, people on fire, buildings on fire, not good. Not good at all. 2024 is over. 2025 is off to a weird start, a strange start. What other story did I want to share with you guys? I had a tweet pulled up here. This is the big thing for the day, kind of. Bank of America says it no longer expects Federal Reserve to cut interest rates this year at all. Okay? Wow. This is interesting. Our projection is for a recession to occur in the U.S. economy beginning in the third quarter of 2023, occur through fourth quarter of 2023, and into the first quarter of 2024. That didn't happen. So this guy is saying BS Bank of America. And you know what? BS Bank of America. BS Bank of America. Here's what the stats are kind of telling us. The Fed Watch tool, it's relatively accurate. If you look in January, right now, we're currently sitting at 425 to 450. That's the current rates, okay? There's a 97% chance that on our meeting on January 29th, I will be live streaming it. So subscribe to the channel. In 19 days, 1 hour, we will be live streaming the Fed chair, crashing the market. Maybe not. There's a 97% chance that a Fed rate pause is coming in January. So nothing is going to happen in January. Now there's a 74% chance this bar is getting bigger and bigger, that in March, we're still going to have no action, just more pauses. If you go out to May, 61% chance now, guys. This was like 40 yesterday. So the Fed minutes was quite bearish, unfortunately. The detail that was discussed at the Fed meeting was quite bearish. Big discussion of maybe no rate cuts at all. And this brings me to the question, is the Fed politicized? Is the Fed politicized? Do they have it out for the Don, for his administration? Or does the data actually warrant this? Well, I'll tell you what, you don't want to go into hyperinflation. That's for sure. Were they supposed to be doing those rate cuts during this current president's administration? Or did they jump the gun there for political reasons? It's a good question. I don't have the answer. But there's now a question of maybe they cut the rates too quick. Maybe we need to keep cutting rates more. It's blurry lines. There's a lot of data. It's complicated data. Regardless of what all this is, the Fed rate cuts, and if you, by the way, if you go out now to June, still a chance of a cut in June. July, more of a chance of a cut a little bit. Kind of like 40% chance that those things change. They're leaving into consideration, what does the next administration do? This CME Fed Watch tool, which is pretty decent, to be honest with you. But regardless of all this, guys, a Bitcoin bull market's still on. This isn't canceling the Bitcoin bull market, but it is causing a dip on traditional market today, which could cause in turn a dip for crypto. Regardless of all of this, I don't think it matters for crypto. Okay. I mean, it does kind of. And also, regardless, this is what I was going to say. Regardless of all this, the Fed stinks. The dollar's trash. Our national debt is horrible. I don't think it's going to get fixed. I was sharing an article the other day. I did a short yesterday and the day before, kind of talking about the same thing, but I was talking about the fact that some people out there, famous economists, are saying that a strategic reserve for Bitcoin isn't going to fix the national debt. A strategic reserve for Bitcoin is not going to fix the national debt. Why is that a requirement for the national strategic reserve for Bitcoin? The famous economists coming out saying, well, it's so stupid, it's not going to fix the national debt. Instead, we should use that money and put it into infrastructure and things that are going to create jobs and fuel the economy and boop, boop, beep, boop, bop, boop. Well, what have you been doing with our money lately? I mean, are you doing that with the money that we get? Is the government doing that with our tax dollars, or are they sending it overseas? Whether it's a good cause or a bad cause overseas, that's not the point. What about the United States? What about the country that you're supposed to be taking care of within the borders, right? And so you have famous economists saying, you know, the Bitcoin strategic reserve is not going to do anything to help the national debt. So it's a stupid idea. If it can help the national debt a little bit, it's a good idea. Will it help the national debt a little bit? It will. It will. But I saw an article laying out a point like, in order for it to erase the national debt, it needs to go to a market cap that's not achievable. Cool math, bro. But we don't need it to erase the national debt. I think the national debt is personally a lost cause. Now, the reason they're doing that, of course, is because you've had the future president, the Don Meister, right, coming out and saying, I think we're going to be able to I think we could pay our debt, pay off the debt with the Bitcoin, you know. He's saying things, it's a lie, and then they take it literally, and then it's like, well, it's not going to do that. That's ridiculous. Therefore, don't do it at all. We have a gold strategic reserve. Why can't we have a Bitcoin strategic reserve? I'm on this little rant today because I'm tired of these games, okay? I'm tired of quantitative easing, quantitative tightening. I'm tired of the national debt. I'm tired of famous economists that blah, say stupid things out of the blah. They say stupid things out of their mouth. These old guys that look like turtles that have 5 years left to live think that Bitcoin's rat poison. Cool. How are your rate cuts going? How is the quantitative easing? How's the money printer going? How's the taking care of the U.S. and creating jobs going that you're ranting about, famous economists? Or are we just wasting our money and sending it, you know, I mean, maybe you wouldn't call it a waste of money, but not using it in the United States. I'm a little frustrated, you know. It's annoying. Bitcoin's doing great right now. What's going on? So you have, this is crazy. Interesting. You don't usually see this, guys. The S&P 500 is down. Let's go to the daily candles. Yeah, you have a big red daily candle for the S&P 500, and you're actually getting a nice green candle today for Bitcoin. We came down to 91.2 yesterday. 91.2. We need to hold above $90,000, guys, and we are right now. That's great. Our total market cap, by the way, still didn't get there. Still didn't quite get there. I want to see it get down to 3 trillion and get a bounce. Bitcoin dominance is, of course, climbing higher right now because altcoins really aren't boosting, but Bitcoin is. Bitcoin dominance is coming back up. Daily candle yesterday, daily candle today. Kind of interesting, guys. It's kind of interesting. Very strange day. Kind of started this thing off with a rant. Didn't really expect to do that. But there you go. I mean, now you know how I feel. I'm excited to have a conversation with Coin Baron later today to kind of get his take. And I know he's not from USA, so it's a little different. Anyway, you know, we're going to talk. I'm excited to talk with you, Coin Baron. I am. You're going to have a sassy kip later. Okay. Ethereum's down today, so Bitcoin dominance is climbing. XRP sitting at $2.30 for a while now. Dogecoin's up a little bit today as well, holding on very nice versus Bitcoin. You've got SWI coming up a little bit. Nice dollar cost averaging opportunity on SWI over the last few days. Really got down there. SWI's coming into the top 10, guys. Wow. Unbelievable. This coin absolutely boomed, guys. We were talking about this coin down at $1. You guys could have gotten good. I'm gonna get you started on the ECB, Coin Baron. I don't know much about the ECB, so we'll get you started on that a little bit. The people versus the elites, right? Squeeze really boosting up, man. We talked about Sweet quite a bit on this channel. It's doing well. I did an XLM video the other day. It got 21,000 views. That was nuts. People are excited about XLM. People are excited about the ISO coins. Today, you've got Bitcoin SV up. Wow. Bitcoin SV randomly up big time today. Uniswap's up a little bit. BitGet tokens up today. Sui is, of course, up. Algorand, another ISO coin. IOTA, an ISO coin. XDC is an ISO coin. Kronos is up a little bit today. Very nice. But nothing's really booming. More things are down. 7%, 3% to the downside. Crypto's kind of holding calm to flat right now, and Bitcoin's kind of boosting, so Bitcoin dominance is climbing up. Very interesting price activity we've got going on as the S&P is down so much today. Let's take a peek at the liquidations really quickly. I'm going to answer some of the questions, guys, as we kind of get through the stream. Thank you for all your questions in the chat. I'll get to them as I can here. It's Wade says, Bank of America, better watch out because crypto.com is coming. The Bank of Crypto.com is coming. I'm excited for that. Bank of America, historically, you know, probably not the best business practices, to be honest with you. Liquidations are down today. So we've just got buyers coming in. Buyers are coming in for Bitcoin as there's uncertainty about this. Is now maybe this is what makes the most sense. Actually, I've been telling you guys that it doesn't really make sense that Bitcoin's going up today as the S&P 500 is going down. Honestly, that's what would make sense to me if I hadn't known the history of these assets kind of corresponding together. They should kind of be, in my opinion, I think they should be an inverse of each other because I think that Bitcoin is kind of like gold. And when there's uncertainty about the dollar or there's uncertainty about stocks and the economy, people flock to gold. I want people to flock to Bitcoin, and maybe people are finally starting to do that starting today. I don't know. I have suspicion about that. I'm not going to bank on that, but it's interesting price activity today nonetheless. Bitcoin is green. Oh, wait, it's not. It's actually red still. Q1, we've got red today. We are red in January. Historically, January in a bull market year has actually done something like this before. 2017, that was the big year for crypto in the 2017 stretch. Maybe we got 23% gains coming in February, something bigger. Who knows? So, this is the big news for the day, guys. It's really focusing in on the U.S. economic data and how the S&P is coming down. Now it's down 1.84%. It's very interesting to see the price action for the S&P today versus what's going on with Bitcoin. You do have the inauguration coming up in just 10 short days. Many of crypto's top firms have eagerly lined up to fund parties and events surrounding the future president's inauguration. I still avoid saying his name because I still believe that there's shadow banning, perhaps. Though I will say that Google did donate to this man's inauguration, so perhaps the days of shadow banning on this man's face and name are over. Perhaps they're not. I don't want to take the chance because we've worked really hard to build this channel, and I don't want it to become unsuccessful because I said a name that's secretly banned, if you understand what I'm saying. Alex Galvin says, Rainbow chart 250K Bitcoin, just a small pump for Bitcoin. Who knows? By the way, and thank you, Alex. You reminded me. I put out a poll in the chat, and there's 121 votes right now. And my question for the day is, what is the highest that Bitcoin can go in 2025? Is it 300K? Is it 150K? Is it 200K? Is it 250K? And 45% of you, almost 50% of you guys, believe 150K. That's the most bearish target I laid out for you guys. 50% of you guys are that bearish. Wow. Perhaps I'm too bullish. Perhaps I'm too bullish. But I believe that we can go to 200K. I believe that we can go to... Maybe I should have put 175 in there. I'm curious. All right, since 50% of you guys voted that, let's try this again. Okay, Bitcoin 2025 peak. Question mark. Okay, what do we got? I'm gonna go 120. Okay. We're gonna do a couple of these. Okay, we're gonna go 120, we're gonna go 150, we're gonna go 170, and we're gonna go 190. And I want to see what you guys will have to say about that. Okay. So interesting that you've got a lot of crypto firms coming out and donating to this man right here. You've also got Google donating, which is very, very interesting. Joel, I understand, but I'll tell you what, and like we do shorts on Instagram, and for some reason, whenever we say his name on Instagram, we get like warnings from Instagram. It's real. It is real. Ali says that it's not bearish. It's probably reasonable place to end up. Not like all you YouTubers with your outrageous clickbait. Yeah, you know what? I'll tell you, YouTubers, myself included, do have outrageous clickbait sometimes. That's the name of the game. But if you watch the content and you listen to what I say, it's not really outrageous clickbaity verbiage that I'm using. I'm really giving you a real take on what I believe in the videos. And so I've done thumbnails that say $1 Shiba Inu, but I've also, in those every video, said that you think that Shiba Inu is going to $1, you're not the sharpest tool in the shed. I don't believe that it's going to $1. I've done several videos that have $1 Shiba Inu question mark in it because some people believe it's going to $1. And I'm here to remind all those people that it's not going to $1. But anyway, I'm curious of these new polls here. We've got these new polls out. Bitcoin 2025 peak. Now we got 41% of you guys going to 190. Okay. I see. So you guys think it'll get close to 200. It just ain't going to hit 200. That's basically the belief that I think we got out there right now for most folks. Okay. Interesting. Very interesting. Right now, by the way, we got 200 of you guys watching, 222 of you guys watching, 122 of you guys are watching on X, 100 of you guys are watching on YouTube. Do me a favor, smash that like button, subscribe to the channel. If you guys want to do some trading in crypto for yourself, you can sign up for Blowfin using our link in the comments section. It's pinned in the comments section. It's in the description down below. And if you guys haven't already signed up for crypto.com, crypto.com rocks. They're launching a U.S. exchange in 2025. They got these Visa cards, which are really neat. And you can take profit, spend your crypto earnings on gas, groceries, whatever you want to do, and get some cash back. If you want to sign up for crypto.com, take advantage of some of that. Sign up using our link down below. Peen hit the like button twice. Well, you got to hit it a third time. Odd numbers only for smashing the like button. Okay, so what else have I got to chat about here today? So what else? So we've looked at some of this. Bitcoin has to 90K as crypto sell-off gathers steam. Here you have some polar bears in a crypto winter bearish action. Clever photo choice for some polar bears. Bitcoin has returned to levels not seen in more than a month. Sol and Link were notable underperformers amongst altcoins. The selling comes ahead of Friday morning's job report, which, if strong, might have markets eliminating the idea of any Fed rate cuts in 2025. And it was. The job reports were strong, which eliminated the Fed rate cuts in 2025, which is bearish for risk on assets. U.S. stock markets were closed yesterday. Well, they reopened today, and now we're getting a big sell-off in the S&P. Everybody was nervous for this employment report. What else we got in this article? Another leg in the stool propping crypto was easier monetary policy. The U.S. Federal Reserve having cut its rate overnight interest rate by 100 basis points in September. That leg, though, has been cut out after a series of economics reports showed that the economy and inflation has been far stronger than markets and central bank expected. That, in turn, has sent yields on long-term interest rates higher by more than 100 basis points since the Fed began trimming rates. Today's selling is coming ahead of, we read that. So look, Fed rate cuts go up, or Fed rate cuts happen. They cut more rates. Bitcoin goes up. They pause the rates. Bitcoin stalls out, goes down. They increase rates. Bitcoin goes down. That's the claim on these publications. I believe that Bitcoin is bigger than these political games and these interest rates. I think that the 4-year cycle and just the idea of Bitcoin is stronger. Perhaps that hurts altcoins. Perhaps. Maybe. Joe McCann, founder of Venture Capital Asymmetric, posted that BTC could target 75K in a case that Bitcoin doesn't hold the 90K line. And frankly, I could see that as well. That is something that we have been discussing on this channel. I've been chatting a little bit about that. I said, hey, if it comes down, we could go to 88, 85K before maybe coming down to 73 or 75. I've been saying 73 because that's our March 2024 high. And I believe that being a thing. So Riley says, where do you recommend purchasing crypto on? I currently use Wealth Simple, and I'm from Canada. I like crypto.com for purchasing. When it comes to trading, I don't really like crypto.com as much, to be honest with you guys. But when it comes to cashing in and cashing out, crypto.com is my place. Joel says, Farcoin went to zero. No, it didn't go to zero, but it came down. I think it's below $1 billion market cap. Yeah. So anyway, I mean, you've got some people call it out, some lower targets. It's possible, guys. It is possible. Let's see this S&P. I just want to keep an eye on this S&P 500 today. Huh. 1 point. We're recovering a little bit right now for the S&P. Interesting. Very interesting. But isn't that something? Bank of America says no longer expects the cuts. The cuts aren't completely off the table, I don't think. I'm not really going to take Bank of America's word for it. But it is looking a little not so good for rate cuts this year. I don't think that cancels a Bitcoin bull market. You've still got stories like this that you have to understand. Remember, we talk about the Bitcoin National Strategic Reserve a lot on this channel? Well, that's cool. The National Strategic Reserve is neat. But on the state level, you've got a bunch of states that could potentially adopt the strategic reserve. So you got the states that could do the strategic reserve. You've got the country as a whole on a national level that could do a strategic reserve. You've got other nations and then other states or provinces or whatever you want to call it within other countries that could be doing the same thing. And cities, this is where we live in. So, I mean, there's lots and lots of money that could come in and say, hey, Bitcoin's the new gold. And then Bitcoin becomes the safe haven. Becomes a part of everybody's strategy. 2%, 5% in to Bitcoin. I believe in this world. It's not just the National Strategic Reserve. It's the state level too, guys. New Hampshire state representative introduces a bill to create a strategic Bitcoin reserve. Right now, we've got a bill on the national level that's suggesting that we buy 1 million Bitcoin over 5 years. I think that really could happen, guys. So I'm very excited for that potentially. Ricky Ricardo says, subscribe to the channel and ding that notification bell. Smash the like button. Join our community. Do it for your bags. I agree. Other interesting news is you do have a judge halting the attempt. You've heard about the guy with the landfill, I'm sure. What is going on? Look at all these ads. This is horrible. Oh, these ads are horrible. Wow. Judge halts attempt to retrieve Bitcoin hard drive worth nearly $750 million from landfill. I don't know why you got CNN up here talking about why is this here? I got the New York Post, and then you got CNN talking about the insurrection. What is going on? A man's decade-long battle battle to recover $600 million, now $750 million worth of Bitcoin has been halted by a judge. James is now 39. He launched a legal case after he lost his Bitcoin hard drive in a landfill in 2013. In other words, he threw away a hard drive that had Bitcoin on it, and then it pumped, and then he's like, "Oh, what did I do?" Since his misfortune, House has offered to fully fund the excavation process and share 25% of the recovered Bitcoin with the Newport City Council. However, the city has denied his request, beginning a decade-long saga in an attempt to retrieve his lost cryptocurrency. This is the man, I guess. No reasonable grounds for bringing the claim that there's no realistic prospect of success if the case proceeded to full trial. I don't think there is a chance that there's success. It's actually crazy that I don't know. I don't think they're going to be able to figure it out. There's the landfill. Well, it's not that big. It's big. It's not that big. But a hard drive, it's like a needle in a haystack. The case being struck out at the earliest hearing doesn't even give me the opportunity to explain myself for an opportunity for justice or in any shape or form. There's so much more that could have been explained in a full trial, and that's what I was expecting. So they didn't even really take it to a full trial. Just immediately when the judge saw it, they just shut it down. No. Wow, that's unbelievable. Guys, zoom out, okay? Forget the Fed, forget the rates for a minute, and understand the narrative going on with cryptocurrency. Understand that our total value locked up in the peak of the last cycle was 177 billion, and we're at 117 right now. At some point, DeFi is going to be a lot bigger. At some point, all the chains that are the top chains are going to be bigger. Some of them might go away, maybe, but they're going to probably keep getting bigger. What happened to Binance Smart Chain? Oh, Binance Smart Chain's falling down. Solana's climbing, Tron's climbing, Bitcoin's climbing. At one point, Binance Smart Chain, I think, was number 2. But you got all these different chains. Kronos ranked number 16 right now, climbing a little bit here in rank. Pretty cool. Pretty cool. Sui is up here. I'm bullish on Sui. All the coins I put in the title, you know, I'm pretty bullish on those. I'm bullish on a lot of cryptocurrencies. We are seeing a big boost out of the Mystery Mary token lately on Kronos. Why? Still has that exchange list. Hey, cause up 13%. Wow. Nice little boost back up to its level of 30 million. It's been stuck there for a while. Mary's pumping right now because there are 3 mystery wallets that are just buying this coin right now in a big way. Looks like it might be taking a journey up. Look, it's like actually pumping quite well considering the shape of this market. Just in the last 2 days, actually, it's up. Is anything working? It looks like that's not really working for me. It's up like 30% in 2 days. That's pretty cool. All right. Let's do a little Q&A, guys, and let's bring up Mr. Coin Baron. Mr. Coin Baron, if you're around, we're ready for you, brother. I'm looking at the oh, he's ready. He's ready to go. Look at this. He's waving. Let's add him to the stage. Everybody, give a nice warm welcome. Introducing a legend in the crypto space. He is from across the pond, has beautiful greenery behind him, and look at this setup. Introducing Coin Baron. Welcome, brother. How you doing, man? How you doing? What's going on?
I do. Thanks for bringing me up. I'm just processing my food right now. It's 6 o'clock here, so just turning down from office today. So yeah, feeling good. Market though is it's weird, feeling weird today. You talked about these stocks today, the S&P, and you mentioned like a 2% down.
Yep.
Yeah, that's nothing for people in crypto, of course. But my girlfriend, she's actually in stocks, and she's always freaking out when it's going down about 3 to 4%. So it keeps being really funny to me personally. Are you in stocks yourself, crypto? Okay.
I'm not big into. I've got a 401k, Roth IRA, some of that. But I'm an all-in crypto kind of guy, and the idea for this bull market for me is to exit into the stocks a lot more. Actually, Black C's got more of the stock game going on. He's much more into that. And I'm into it. I just, I got a little more degen in me, and frankly, I'm ready for this cycle. I think that we've got the best part coming ahead. So, stocks are my exit strategy, and actually, let me rephrase that. My exit strategy is pay my mortgage, pay any little remaining debt. I had tiny little debt from like the hospital from like my daughter being born or whatever. I could pay it off now, but I'm just like, yeah, they don't really get you for medical debt here in the US. Too bad, I don't think they could do interest on any of that really. But my exit strategy is to pay the house, and then once the house is paid, then the rest kind of trickles into the S&P. I shouldn't say stocks, the S&P, and then decide kind of where I want to start branching off into stocks from there. I've got a couple ideas of some stocks, but I've known some people that have taken profits from crypto, put it into a stock, and then that stock crashed. And it's like, well, I was supposed to take it out of crypto and put it into a stock, and then it was safe, and then the stock crashes, and like, well, stocks are volatile too,
It's all in the game. Yeah, but if you at least use like an ETF, like S&P 500, overall, we should be going up at least, and you will get some interest as well during the lifetime, I hope. But I'm personally looking into also diversifying into real estate. I back in 2023, I actually sold some real estate to get into crypto full time. So I hope this will pay out. And I still don't like the idea of having some physical properties as well. So that's something I might be looking into. But yeah, this year we have to make some bank first.
Yeah. And then, we've been doing well. I mean, like we had a great run up. I mean, there's a lot of opportunity we've already had, right? We can't deny that. And it's been great. And there's been some tremendous profit taking, and there's already been some riches gains. I've already paid off 2 of my cars, I've been able to diversify and expand into like other areas of crypto because of some gains I've had here or there. But that really big move, it's still not quite here yet, right? The one that I've been talking about that we've all kind of been waiting for, it's not here. I want to see if I can do I'm going to see if I can kind of get a double. Oh, here we go. I can. Okay.
Beautiful.
So now I've got a I'm experimenting with this. Isn't this cool?
Yeah, absolutely. Software. I like this.
So the biggest thing for me, man, and I've ranted about this on our Crowcast, is like, I just don't see a world where, let me go to the weekly time frame for Bitcoin here. And this is our total market cap, excuse me. I just don't see a world where like, yep, we went from 3 trillion to 3.73 trillion. And that was the bull market on the back of pro-crypto Congress in the US, pro-crypto Senate, pro-crypto president, basically no world powers with strategic reserves yet. Like, I say $10 trillion all the time. Maybe it's 5 trillion. Maybe it's 10 trillion. Maybe it's 20 trillion. I don't know how many trillions are flowing into crypto this time, but I bet, well, let me put it this way. I'll bet my net worth that crypto is going to go higher than 3.7 trillion. You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely. We, of course, had a bit of a strange bear market because we got ETFs early that really spiked the price. We, of course, had the Trump mania already back in November. But what do you think personally? Is it more like a peak in November-ish or Q4, or do you think like before summer-ish?
I think that there's a world where, like, you see this right here that we did back in 2021. We went February, April, March, May, peaked, dipped, pain, July, June, and then the fall, boom. It seems like every single time, and again, here you go. This is November, December, January over here. It's like November, December, January is historically the time for the asset. For what reason? I don't really know. It's just generally all I can go off of for me is from the bottom to the top. I'm a broken record. It's like 1,050 days, right? And it's like, okay, if that's the case, I actually measured it out. If it's like, let's say it's 1,064 days yesterday, then the answer is October 20th is the peak of the bull market. I don't know. Nobody could possibly call it, right? But I believe, to answer your question, there's a world where we have like a double peak. There's a world where we have three humps on the way up, like there's a world where it's something that you can't possibly predict. But I think what we can predict is, just generally speaking, there's a bullish narrative, a more bullish narrative than we've ever had for the asset class. And okay, answer me this. Do you believe that one day, do you believe that Bitcoin could be a bigger market cap than gold at some point in the future? And it doesn't matter if you're talking 2020, 2050 or 2035, but in your opinion, where do you stand there?
Good question. Like, I know that gold has a history of about like 2,000 years where it was used as a currency, right? So even the Romans, the Greek, they all used it. So can Bitcoin have such a quick adoption that it will actually overtake gold as quickly as as Bitcoin? I don't know. It's hard for me, because I do know people care about history. They care about also a bit of the physical characteristics of gold. Of course, you can use it in mobile phones. You can use it in many like appliances. Having said that, though, it's a lot easier to store Bitcoin than to store gold. It's really a hassle to actually transport gold. So yeah, we might be adopting this quicker than you think. Personally, I think it might take let's say that about 10 years minimum to overtake gold. We'll see though.
And I never expected it to happen in this cycle. But I expect it to happen at some point. And you're right. It's got thousands of years and it's got real utility. And that's the one argument that people come to me with, that like, yeah, it's got real utility and you have to acknowledge that. But
then I go to what you also have is like, every day we keep mining more and more gold. And the thing with Bitcoin, of course, is it is limited to 21 million. And probably you read the article about the landfill. So much Bitcoin is lost. So much Bitcoin is just sitting there. So it's crazy.
Yeah, and that's never going to be recovered. Even if they do recover the hard drive, there's a very good chance that hard drive is fried. It's done. It's corroded. It's unredeemable, like mold, whatever. I don't know. Rust, whatever. The other thing I got going on with that gold conversation is like, okay, let's talk about the 5-year-olds to 20-year-olds of today, right? The 5-year-olds to 20-year-olds. Now let's age them all 20 years. Are they buying gold or Bitcoin? And the answer is probably Bitcoin if they're going to choose one or the other. If they're even in either of those, because like gold is neat for this, like, people like gold, right? Gold, you got watches, you got, but I don't think that like a lot of youngins think of gold as investment. I kind of do. I mean, but like my grandfather or my aunts or my uncles definitely do, and I do because I'm into this stuff. But like, I could tell you that like my friends, my not crypto friends, just the ones that I'll go out and, play a poker game at their house or whatever, or I'm into music and sing my barbershop quartet or whatever. None of them, hardly any of them are even into like stocks even. It's like, do you find that in your life? I'm actually curious. In your life, are your friends or your peers financially literate, I guess? Do they invest?
Not at all. I think that's also the reason why many people go to YouTube, go to Twitter, because in your daily life, nobody seems to care about, growing financially free. Nobody really cares about money. They just have to, finish the month, have some money over for holiday, have some money over for gifts, luxury vacations, whatever. But nobody really seems to care about, changing their life for real this time around.
Yeah. And I like some of my friends are like more likely to do sports betting than they are to buy any Bitcoin. You know what I mean? And it drives me nuts. And I think that's, there's a lot of gambling that happens in crypto with fart coins and what have you, and whatever, and you can make money, and unfortunately, like, a lot of people lose money. But I'll tell you what, I'd rather have people learning about crypto that way and experimenting and dabbling and then losing money on a sports betting, because at least you had like an opportunity to learn something about like Bitcoin and money, like the history of gold, or like the history of like currency in general, and like the understanding of markets. And now you can learn about stocks, and now you might learn about options trading or something. But that's kind of one of the reasons that we did this thing in the first place. And I started in crypto in 2016, and I made a lot, and then I lost it all because I was a dummy. I was a kid, I was a child.
Do you still remember like your first token you bought back in 2016?
Oh, are you chatting? Actually, sorry. What'd you say, Coin Baron? I missed you there.
Oh, wait a minute. Do you still remember the token you bought back in 2016? Was it Bitcoin or something completely different?
Oh, do I still remember what I bought?
Yeah.
Yeah, I bought okay, I'm gonna say, so I bought Bitcoin at $400, which is
whoa.
crazy. Isn't that nuts? But I like, I'm not a multimillionaire, right? I messed up because I was a kid. That's the thing. I was a kid. And then I learned about leverage trading within the first 6 months and yeah, I had leverage trading back then. One of my friends who got me into crypto introduced me into leverage trading. That was bad. I like, I lost like 5 Bitcoin in a week early. I mean, this is 2016, right? Isn't that nuts? It's horrendous. But then, 2016 passed, and other coins that I bought. I think that I bought like Stellar. I think Stellar was around, but I thought it was a meme because I didn't know anything. I bought Potcoin, and I bought, I'm going to say the name, Trump coin. I actually made good money on a Trump coin. I think I bought some Putin coin. A lot of it was memes, and Doge was around. I didn't buy any Doge, unfortunately, because it was 2016. It was still, nobody even believed in the thing. And it was all just magical internet money at that point. And even Bitcoin was a meme, honestly, in 2016, at least to me. So like I made a bunch, and then I like lost it all. And then I just like held it. I went through the full thing, right? I wrote it up and wrote it down. And then the 2020 bull market, I did a lot better. And the biggest mistake I made in the 2020 bull market is I wasn't accumulating aggressively enough in the bear market because I didn't understand the cycles at that point. And then I did a lot better, and I made a lot more money, but I still held on to more than I should have, right? And that's the 2020, 2021. And then we started the channel in 2022 because it's like, okay, me and Black Sea, we've both been through this. We've had our wins. We've had our losses. The losses were tough really early on. And then the wins were pretty dang good in 2020, 2021, which got us excited. Now, coming into this cycle, we were ready, and we did really great. And we've done really great. And I think we're about to do incredible. But yeah, it's been a wild journey. I made a lot of mistakes. What got you into the crypto space in the first place? When did you get into crypto, and when did you start the channel, and why?
Good questions. I have to get all the way back. It's for me, the first time I actually got into crypto was with crypto mining. I don't know if you've ever done that, like actual crypto mining. I started with like GPUs. I was a big gamer back then. So I had a GPU, quite fancy. And you could really just start mining your own Ethereum. So you could really get your own free PC kind of. So that was really enticing to me. And from that moment onwards, I started learning more about, finance first, more about Ethereum, more about smart contracts back then. So I'm still kind of big into Ethereum. That is still, I think, a big coin as well, of course. Mm-hmm. But from that point onwards, I also learned a bit more about, for example, Ethereum is a token that actually has, it's completely inflationary. It kept growing every year. about back then at 7%, I think, or 4%. And right now it's still somewhat inflationary. But at that moment, I did understand that I also needed to expand myself to different tokens. That was, I think, back in 2017. I went really deep into Litecoin for some reason.
Yeah.
That was a bad mistake. Yeah.
Did you could have made a ton on that, right? That year.
Litecoin definitely had a cycle, and still I think it's right now not as down as other altcoins. But the cool thing is you could actually mine Litecoin while you are mining Dogecoin. So I actually had quite a big bag of Dogecoin back then, but I sold it for pennies as well. So yeah, it's the typical story, typical story. And I also, unfortunately, ended up losing my Litecoin wallet. So I had 0 Litecoin at the end. But those, I think, were really valuable lessons. Like the same with the leverage trading you did, right? I mean, it's a valuable lesson, and you will not make that mistake again, I hope, at least. That is how you learn and you keep improving every cycle.
Again, Coin Baron. The truth is I made the mistake again. And those were my big mistakes from 2021 because I thought I was smart. And then I took some of my gains and I gave it back. Still did great, but still made the mistakes. And now we don't make those mistakes. Now we do not make those mistakes. There's still little mistakes because, it's a risky asset and leverage trading is always risky. So Litecoin, you were into mining, you were mining some Litecoin, everybody's had there's even, Coin Baron's got his stories of, the mishaps, right? That's the crypto space. You're going to make mistakes. You're going to learn from them. And then you're not going to make those mistakes again, or hopefully you're going to make smaller mistakes in the future. That's the idea. But then you went from mining. What got you into, when did you decide to launch a channel? What was the inspiration there specifically? Was there a YouTuber that you liked? Was it just like a revelation? Like, I can't talk to my family about it, so I might as well talk to somebody about it.
Yeah, so back in 2013, I actually joined a local broadcast station, so for radio, and I really loved the idea of radio, so we did a lot of sports radio. Well, back then, I also like to do a bit more for myself, from my own place, so I discovered live streaming on Twitch. I don't know if you know Twitch, it's more for gaming as well. So I went with Twitch. I had a lot of time free during university, so I started Twitch, and that was really fun. But after some time, I lost interest in gaming, and I learned more about the Ethereum mining, the Litecoin, and also Kronos. That's right now really big focus for the channel. And I thought, well, I learned quite a bit of things. I made a lot of mistakes. Let's share the lessons I learned during the years, and let's also translate that radio broadcast, translate those Twitch streams into crypto content. So back in 2021, that's when I started with the crypto content. I also, if you go back to my channel, you can find all my gaming content still there from when I was, I think, 20 years old. But yeah, I really made the transition in 2021, and I still enjoy to do so every day.
How many videos are you doing a day right now? Are you doing one a day, or are you doing one daily? Some people don't. I know some people, like, especially some, like, I noticed, like Alex Beck or whatever, he's doing like one every 2 weeks, right? But he gets 500,000 views or whatever. What's your, do you have a different story?
Yeah, I can, I have a day job, and it's quite busy. I try to do 2 weekly videos. So every Tuesday and every Friday, and then 2 live streams. It's a bit easier to do a live stream, a bit less preparation. I don't know how you guys do it, because to make like a proper video, it takes me 10 to 15 hours.
Yeah.
It's crazy though.
Well, I've got a very flexible day job. Black C's always been an entrepreneur, so he's always had a lot of freedom. I found a gig where I get to work from home, and you want to be successful, you choose how successful you want to be. You work as hard as you want to work. And fortunately, I've been able to hit my quota for my sales, 2 years in a row, and do the channel. That's fortunate. Hopefully, we keep getting, more of this. We got to, you see that chat? That's good. No, yeah, we're splitting the duty, so we get to kind of double time it. and by the way, if you guys aren't already following Coin Baron on YouTube, you should follow him on YouTube. He does great content. And I think one of the key differences that you'll notice if you watch his content and our content is he does take more time and he prepares his videos with more thorough, in-depth dives into specifics. And I love that. And do you know who Gold Pony is? You know who Gold Pony is?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. He's good people. He's got great content as well. He takes a more edited and in-depth approach. And I love that. And what we do is more of day-to-day, broader market theory, quick TA, keep people off the edge of the cliff, right? I want to walk people back from the edge of the cliff when they're panicking. And I know people are looking for that minute to minute, hour to hour, day to day update. And so we're just kind of, our goal is to provide that and some simple TA, kind of like that. So it's a lot, man. I mean, it's a lot. It's exhausting, no doubt. And having a day job and a kid and a wife, and then just having a life. But it's definitely easier now that I shaved my head because I don't have to style my head before each video.
That does save quite some time. But yeah, I think I've seen your channel grow as well during the years. But I think you saw the light when you started to diversify as well, different types of crypto. That has done quite well, hasn't it?
Sorry, say that last bit again.
Like you've been diversifying into different cryptos, different audiences. That has been doing quite well for the channel, hasn't it?
Yeah, and so we did a lot of Bitcoin streams and then Kronos content with then just an occasional whatever random video. But lately we've gone forward with a pretty interesting strategy. Like everybody knows about Dogecoin, and I feel like there's a lot of newcomers to crypto that are going to be like, when they're jumping in, they're going to jump into Dogecoin, they're going to jump into Pepe, they're going to jump into Shiba Inu, and they're going to jump into that. And so what we're doing is we're talking to that audience, because there are people that are looking for that content, and not to insult the people that are looking for that content, but the people that are looking for Dogecoin, Pepe, and Shiba Inu videos are, I believe that they're less educated when it comes to cryptocurrency, because you should focus on Bitcoin and then branch out to those coins. But our idea was to talk to those people because there's clearly an audience there, and educate them to be smarter. Like, for example, Shiba Inu, as I say a lot, is not going to $1, and why? And Dogecoin could go to $2. I mean, it could. And why? Dollar seems honestly pretty easy for me for Dogecoin, but $10 seems ridiculous. Why? Some people probably think Dogecoin could go to $100. That's insanity. So that's just been the idea. Capture that audience, educate them, help them, get retail a little sharper on the stuff, hopefully, and then remind them that nothing I say is financial advice.
3 very important words. Nothing is financial advice here. And people, sometimes they keep us as a content creator like accountable for buys they have made in the past. Like, you have to do your own research, and of course we can maybe help that. We can show you sources. We can show you maybe how we do trades ourselves. But it's, in the end, it's your own responsibility to do your own trades, to do your own research. In the end, well,
absolutely. By the way, you said your girlfriend's in the stock market. Here's it. Let me show my stupid for a second, okay? I'm gonna show my stupid. Like, S&P, like, is that the same thing for you over there? Is this different? Is it what do you trade those same? Do you trade the same stocks we do? You got different stocks?
We like across the pond, we also have index funds. We call them I don't know. We have got, for example, the Amsterdam Stock Exchange index here. We live in the Netherlands, so it's for us it's like investing into our own country, kind of feels safe, feels comfortable. So that's what we're doing here.
Okay.
Like, right now, you talked a lot about the dollar in the past, and I think in this stream as well. But honestly, what I'm seeing from my point of view here, like from the European point of view, the Fed is actually not making that stupid decision. So I'm living in a euro country, so we have euros here, and my euro is losing value pretty much every day because the ECB is actually lowering interest rates. But because the Fed isn't doing that, right now the euro is losing so much value against the dollar. And therefore, all purchases are becoming a lot more expensive as well. Again, getting into more inflationary period. So I'm sometimes really jealous. Of course, from a Bitcoin point of view, it's not the best, that we have high interest rate environment. But from like a life point of view, it's not fun to live in Europe right now.
So you guys kind of have hyperinflation going on, is what you're saying, kind of.
Hyperinflation, I think, a hard word. We're talking about 4% inflation right now over here.
Okay. Yeah, it's just crazy. The games with the printers, with the debts. The debt thing blows my mind. I don't understand how that's a sustainable path forward. And I don't think technically we'll ever have to pay the debt because we've got such a good military or whatever. But drone technology might be changing that. You've seen some of these. I don't know. It's a wild time. I just think we need a new system. I think we need more visibility into campaign donations, into why we print money, where we send the money, when we print it, and maybe just like let's go over to a new monetary system, which is Bitcoin. But that's a dream world at the same time. So I don't think that our real world money goes away. And I shouldn't even call it real world money, but our fiat money, I don't think it goes away. I just think that we have more opportunities to diversify and use alternative options like Bitcoin. And it makes sense to me. It's obvious to me. It makes sense to me. The bigger it gets, the less volatile it should hypothetically be, like a gold kind of, and
I like your dream world because what you did mention, right, with the current day 5 years old, they're buying V-Bucks like it's actual dollars, like it's actual euros. So it's definitely, I think the digital future is here. It's going to stay as well. So I think the dream world might be a possibility in about 15 years, maybe. But we'll see.
Look for it.
I do have to go in a few minutes. So
okay. Well, before you go, I'm gonna jet too. I got a jet as well, but Riley has a question, and let's make this the last little question for you, and I'm just gonna have you answer it. I'm just curious what your answer would be. Just trying to learn before I buy. Kip, what do you recommend someone new to crypto? What if you had to recommend it with a not financial advice approach, Coin Baron? What would you be saying to somebody today if they were talking about buying cryptocurrency, and how would you answer that briefly for somebody?
Good question, Riley. Honestly, personally, right now, of course, you can always look at Bitcoin. Bitcoin is the big cryptocurrency out there, but already it has done quite a bit of pumping. So it has gone from 16K to currently 100K at about. So I would personally take a look at maybe the number 2 cryptocurrency right now, which is Ethereum. Ethereum is not above its previous all-time high yet. And still, it is quite an important player in the whole cryptocurrency world. So if you are new and you like to see some pumps, but also keep it somewhat reasonable, maybe check out Ethereum.
I would say that Ethereum's certainly undervalued. I definitely worry about, the inflationary aspect of it and the competition, but it's undeniable that it's still here, and there's the ETFs, and if we're all right and that there's an altcoin season coming and the total market cap is going to pump, you probably get more bang for your buck at Ethereum than you do at Bitcoin at this point, probably. But yeah, I mean, if you're really new to crypto, you've got to start with Bitcoin and Ethereum and understand them and learn about them. And then you could branch out to some of these other plays. And, if you're a YOLO kind of guy, well, we'll talk about a lot of those projects too. We're waiting on a bull market, folks. Today, we got some games going on, strange games with the Fed, with the interest rates, with the Bank of America speaking out. We had Coin Baron join us today. I appreciate your time. Thanks for joining us. If you guys haven't already subscribed to his YouTube channel, go ahead and do so. We got a jet. Any quick goodbyes you want to say real quick, and then we'll wrap it?
Yeah, just thank you very much for bringing me up, and thank you for sharing all the details about, how you got started as well. Really interesting. So I hope to talk soon in the crypto report again. Or the crypto, how's it called again? The Crowcast?
The Crowcast. Yeah, we'll do that.
Yeah.
But this is great, man. I'm glad you joined up. Smash the like, subscribe to the channel, check out Coin Baron's channel as well. See you next time, guys. Peace, y'all.